Welcome to Meeple Nation One-on-One with Ashley. I'm Nathan Howard.
And I'm Ashley Howard.
Ashley and I have been gaming together since she was just a little girl. Our families played lots of games together. We treasure many great memories around the game table. Today, we're going to take a little trip down memory lane and talk about some games that we have played together. Ashley, welcome back to the gaming table. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
I am so good. I'm so excited that you are willing to sit down and create this episode with me to be able to talk about some of these cool games that we have played both recently and over the years.
Heck yeah.
In this section of the Meeple Nation podcast, we are talking about war games. And so we've talked about some pretty big, beefy war games and several war games that we don't own and several that are in our top 5. And so I wanted to talk to you. I'm going to kind of stretch on these war games a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you about 2 specific war games that I know that you enjoy. And the first one I want to talk about is Star Wars, the deck building game.
Okay.
This is a 2-player game, just released this year in 2023. It plays in about 30 minutes, designed by Caleb Grace. The description on that is the Rebel Alliance fights valiantly against the tyranny of the Galactic Empire. Each new victory brings the rebels hope, and each heroic sacrifice strengthens their resolve. Still, the Empire resources are vast, and the firepower of the Empire Navy is unmatched. With neither side willing to accept defeat, their war rages across the galaxy. So I introduced you to this game earlier this year, I'm going to say, since that's when it came out.
I didn't realize it came out this year.
This is one that I was kind of reluctant to pick up because I have a lot of Star Wars stuff. As you well know, I'm kind of a Star Wars, I don't want to say junkie, but maybe a collector. That's a good term. A little bit of a Star Wars nerd for sure.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
So I introduced you to this game because this is a quick, simple 2-player game. What I really like about this game is it has the market row in between, and both sides have a base that they're starting at. For the Rebels, they're starting on Dantooine. For the Empire, they're starting on Ryloth. This market row that's in the middle has cards that are for both sides. There's neutral cards, there's Rebel cards, and there's Imperial cards in this row. And I really like that each side pulls out of the same card, or out of the same market. We also have the opportunity to sabotage or bounty hunt the opponent's cards that are in the row. I've played this game several times, and probably the majority of the games that I have played have been with you.
Ooh.
So tell me how you feel about Star Wars, the deck building game. What's some things that you like, and what you look forward to each time you play it?
Honestly, it's kind of frustrating. It's really hard to win. Who is it? Which side is it that we always have a hard time winning on?
We always seem to have a hard time winning as the Rebellion.
Yeah, but I always think I have this strategy figured out and that I'm gonna come around the corner and get you, but it doesn't always work out. You can swing by pretty quick in the end.
Yeah, when we fight, it tends to be a battle of who has obtained the most capital ships, it seems.
Yeah.
I've played other times with Doug and with Andy, and neither of them seem to go after the capital ships quite like you and I do. And sometimes I still lose quite handedly from that approach. But it seems like when you and I play, it seems like the biggest strategy we have is fortifying our bases.
Yeah,
right?
keeping it safe.
Keeping it safe. To win the game, you have to eliminate 3 of your opponent's bases. So those capital ships are up there, and they're surrounding your base. When your opponent attacks your base, they have to attack your capital ships first. It's an interesting twist and an interesting defense mechanism that I really like that's in the game. But for you and I, that seems to be something that maybe drags that game on.
Maybe.
Yeah, it has a 30-minute time frame that it says this game goes, and I know that you and I have played we've played a couple games that have gone well over an hour.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What side do you like to play the most? Are you a dark side player or are you a light side player?
I think, I don't know. They both have good things about them. Like, I feel like the dark side, it's a lot harder to get the Force, so you have to figure out a strategy without the Force. On the other side, you have the Force, I think it's harder to get cards on the other side.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is it's all due to the luck of the draw, right? And it always seems to go against you. It feels like that anyways. But yeah, you talk about the pull of the force. That's a little tug of war mechanic that's included into the game. The pull of the force starts all the way onto the light side, and there are certain cards, less amount of cards than that will provide you fight or provide you with credits. I can't remember what they call the credits in the game. Do you remember what they're called? Money. Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
Yeah, a lot of the cards will provide you money, and a lot of cards will provide you with attack value, but not as many cards will provide you with the ability to pull the force towards your side.
Yeah.
As the dark side, you struggle to try to find those cards that are going to pull the force towards you. Some of the big cards,
like Jabba,
Darth Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, any of those are kind of lead characters, help you pull the force into that direction. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, your opponent's trying to do the exact same thing. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It does seem tougher for the dark side to pull that force over to their side. But when you have the force, there are several cards that will allow you to cause your opponent to discard cards. Mm-hmm. I like that kind of a little side mechanic, side element that's in the game. You have, you're not just battling, you're not just trying to defeat your opponents, but you get those benefits going for that tug of war to get the force with you. Mm-hmm. What are some other things that you like about the game?
I agree. The bounty hunting bit, I really like that. The little bonuses you get from bounty hunting.
Right, the rewards. So you gain rewards. To trash cards or...
Yeah, I love that part because I love trashing cards.
Kind of lean out that deck and have it so that all the cards are working to your benefit. Yeah. Yep. Right, when you first moved in with us, I could walk by your door and all I had to say was Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, I'm in.
And then we'd have to play like a couple times because if I don't win the first time, I got to play again.
Yeah, you got to have kind of that 2 out of 3 at least, right?
If you beat me twice in a row, fine. But if I win one, then I feel better about myself.
And I think the last time you played, you won. You skunked me on both times. So that's good times. This is a game I really enjoy playing. I've enjoyed our experiences, and it's still something that I look forward to every time I come up here to the game room. Your bedroom is right next door. For that, I actually apologize. So when we're so loud next door to you, but I'm glad you're here. And every time I come up, I always want to knock on your door and just whisper, Star Wars.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And don't even worry. It's comforting hearing you guys laugh in here while I'm like doing homework or something. Yeah,
that stinking homework, that gets in the way, huh? That kind of interrupts your game night.
Because I put it off.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about another one. Another game that is all based in war and conflict. And this game is based actually in the Dungeons & Dragons realm. And this is Tyrants of the Underdark. Territory control game. And again, a deck building game. Similar like the Star Wars deck building game. In this game, each player leads a house of drow in the section of the Underdark below the Sword Coast. The drow house is represented by a deck of cards, with each card being a minion in the player's deck. Each minion belongs to one of the 5 aspects of the drow society, and those aspects correspond to different strategies in the game. For instance, you have Malice minions. Malice minions excel at assassinating opponents' troops, while Ambition minions are best at recruiting additional minions and prompting minions to your inner circle, which is the special zone that increases the value at the end of the game. So, this game has a lot of what they call area control. So we're trying to control sections of the map. The more control we have over the map, the more bonuses that we're going to gain. But at the heart of this game, it's very much a deck builder. And this is one that I introduced to you. This goes back to 2016. And so this game has been around for a while. They had a reprint of it. I think if you can find the original 2016 version, the components that are in it are far higher quality. It has a little plastic miniatures where the newer version is just cardboard chits.
Oh, interesting.
We actually haven't sat down and played it. I was just really disappointed when it was not necessarily a lesser quality, but yeah, it's nice to have those miniatures, right?
It is.
I haven't read the rules on it. I need to, and I need to have you sit down and play it with me.
I'm down.
You really like this game.
I do.
And you've borrowed it several times to play it. You want other people to learn it and love it, and sometimes that doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you like about Tyrants of the Underdark?
Deck builders are my favorite. You know that. But Tyrants of the Underdark, you have the inner circle. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That I love because you get to choose what you put in there, and then the area control on top of being a deck builder. I really like that. And then the spies in that game.
Oh, yeah.
You can send around. Those are really cool. I like that.
Because you can't infiltrate opponents' territories without having a person there, a presence there.
Mm-hmm.
And spies are the only way that you can get that presence to begin.
Around. Yeah.
Forgot about the spies, yeah.
Yeah, they're really nifty, and I like that part.
Just like you, I too love deck building games. It's probably one of my favorite mechanics. It's something that I love to get to the table. I love when a game with deck building mechanics and does them well. There's several new games out. I think you would really like some games that I've played with your mother after us that you would really like. And Heat. Heat is a car racing deck building game, and so it's all about your indie car racing. And both of these games, I think, are right up your alley, and you will very much enjoy these games.
Yeah, the box to Heat looks really cool. Looks fun.
It's always nice when a box art looks cool. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know, they always say don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge a game by its cover, but that cover art is very important.
I judge a game by its little pieces. That's my favorite bit.
Well, in Heat, you'll love that because there's little tiny racing cars in there, and you have a little plastic gear shift that you have to move on your board. Keep the heat in your engine so that you can use it later as a resource and not clog up your hand. You don't want to be crazy when you're driving, but you want to have fun and you want to win.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing those with you. So after we've played those, maybe we'll circle back and we'll talk about those later.
Heck yeah.
Just a short, quick, simple chit-chat with Ashley. We'll look forward to meeting with you again. Again, thank you for taking this time to sit down and talk with me.
Heck yeah.
I look forward to it and enjoy playing games with you. For the longest time, you were my number 2 most matched opponent, and then you started going back to school, and that kind of ate up a lot of your time.
Yeah,
And
talking about boys and stuff.
Yeah, boys. But then your mom came up and just totally zoomed right past you. Her and I have been playing a ton of games together, which has been really nice. I was really happy. Your mom was my number 1. You were my number 2. Until next time, we'll see you at the game table.
Woo.
Woo.